Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we have the Spinnaker Marina 50-meter sports watch, model number SP-5054-02. And as usual, we'll open it up, look at the fit and finish, the features and the functions, the build quality, and then I'll give you my overall impressions of its brand new offering from Spinnaker. Make sure you check out my Patreon link in the description field when you get a chance. You can give a one-time gift or a recurring monthly gift. It's entirely up to you. And any amount is really appreciated. So here you go, guys. The Spinnaker watch box, not much to see here. You really don't get anything inside so far as literature goes. That's it. I mean, all you really get is the watch and the hang tag right here. If you need to know how to set the watch or change the date or anything like that, just go to Spinnaker's website. And honestly, you're not even really going to need to do that because this is really a very, very simple watch. So what I'll do is I'll go ahead and put up the specs on the left-hand side, and then we will talk more in depth about this brand new watch from Spinnaker. I've actually had this for, gosh, a couple months now, but Spinnaker decided that we could go ahead and release the reviews now, so that's what I am doing. So here we go. All right, let me get it in frame there. You're looking at a 43mm polycarbonate case. It's 12 millimeters thick. It's 48 millimeters lug to lug. It's on a 22mm two-piece nylon strap. It's 50 meters water resistant, which is 165 feet. It has a Seiko NH35A movement inside with a 41-hour power reserve. It has a mineral crystal. It has a date over there at 3 o'clock. It is windable and hackable. It has a non-screw-down crown also over here at 3 o'clock, and it has a unidirectional aluminum bezel. So this is a really interesting watch from Spinnaker. I don't think we can really call Spinnaker a micro brand anymore, guys. They're really putting out some quality products. Now, even though this is not one of their most expensive watches, it's actually a very well-built watch. And it does have a polycarbonate case, fancy word for plastic, but it's kind of like a hardened plastic. And we'll talk a little bit more about that later. But the actual watch itself, from my first impressions, it's not bad. It really isn't bad. It's a great looking colorway. I love that kind of that shiny blue on the bezel and the sunburst on the dial there. You have all applied indexes with a really nice thick chromed bezel around each index. It's got a nice red accented second hand and a big bold white bezel around the date window over there at 3 o'clock. And if you notice, the Spinnaker logo itself is right above the 6 o'clock index instead of being below the 12 o'clock index, and that was just for space reasons. If you notice, the word Spinnaker is pretty big, so if they had tried to put the Spinnaker logo on top of that, they just wouldn't have had enough room. It would just been too much right below the 12 o'clock index. That's why they kind of split that dial up like that. I also like the fact that these indexes over here at 9 o'clock and 6 o'clock are not your regular rectangles. They have this kind of a curve. I don't know if that's an ellipse. It's not an ellipse, but I don't know what you would call that. But it's not your typical homage, Submariner homage indexes. I mean, they've been making these homage watches for years and years and years, and I like the fact that Spinnaker kind of differentiated this from your regular Submariner homage style watch. It really does have its own look. It also has a nice big bold white chapter ring. I mean, it's a very, very nautical looking watch, kind of what you would expect from a watch company called Spinnaker. So that's really it about the dial. Let's take a look. Oh, actually, I want to tell you about the bezel. The bezel does have quite a bit of back play to it. It has a nice click action, but if you notice, it has quite a bit of back play, and I'll show you. That's about how much back play you have. Obviously, you're not going to get the same tolerances with this inexpensive watch that you would with a more expensive watch, but nobody's going to take this diving anyway. Let's be serious. This is really just kind of a beat around, beater watch. This would be a great beater watch to go out and work on your car, or if you just, a nice day at the beach or something, and you really didn't care too much if something happened to it. I mean, it's definitely not a throwaway watch, but this is one of those watches that would be the absolute perfect beater watch, kind of like the Casio Duro. Even though this is more expensive than the Duro, this is kind of in the Casio Duro range of beater watches. Really, really nice. So let's talk about the Caseback. Nothing really to tell you about the Caseback. Obviously, it's a see-through Caseback. You don't have any decoration on the rotor or the movement. You have some laser etching on the perimeter of the Caseback here. You do have some beveled edges here, so the polycarbonate case is not too sharp, which I do appreciate. And that's really it for the Caseback. You're definitely going to want to slap this on a NATO strap, though, because this two-piece NATO strap is just not cutting it. This thing is stiff as cardboard. I mean, it's really, really stiff. So you're definitely going to want to put this on a nice NATO strap, maybe a white or a blue, you know, whatever you have. But I think white or blue would probably look really, really good with this watch. So I'm trying to think of anything else. I want to go ahead and give you a Lume shot. Don't get excited. So let's go ahead and cut out the studio light. Let's cut out the monitor. And let's give you a Lume shot here. And this is probably well, this and the strap are the two weakest points of this watch. I don't consider it being light a weak point, but definitely the Lume and the strap. So there you go. Not bad. It fades pretty quick, and it's almost pitch black in here, and that's why it's even showing up. To the naked eye, it looks like it's almost faded. The camera is able to pick up low light, so the camera is picking up a lot more luminescence than my naked eye is. To my naked eye, it's almost totally faded. I can barely even see the Lume, but the camera is able to pick it up. So, you know, again, not great Lume. Again, for the price of this watch, you know, kind of, you know, what do you expect? So anyway, let's turn the monitor back on here. And let me see, you do have a little bit of, looks like you do have a signature there on the buckle. There you go, you have a signed buckle. It's not a bad watch. It kind of reminds me of the Swatch watches of the 80s and 90s. That's really what this watch reminds me of. Good movement, automatic movement. I mean, this is one of the cheapest automatics you can get. A brand new automatic. Now, there is actually a Seiko automatic that's probably, gosh, $50 cheaper. But this is a great kind of foray into an automatic watch. If you're not sure what you want, or you don't want to spend a ton on an automatic to begin with, this will be a great watch to kind of, you know, get you into automatic watches. I like it, man. I really, really like it. Like, again, we can't really call Spinnaker a micro brand anymore when they're producing this quality of a watch at a really, really good price. So I'm trying to think of anything else. Guys, I think that's really about it. I'll put a link in the description field for you to check this watch out if you want to go over to Spinnaker and buy one. I think there are like 9 different colorways of this watch, and some of the straps have stripes in them. So there are definitely a lot of options to choose from if you want to get this Marina. So definitely go over to Spinnaker's website and check one out. Also, make sure you check out my Amazon page. I've got a ton of my favorite watches on my Amazon page, and I'll put that link in the description field as well. And if you like this video, please click on like. If you want to subscribe to my channel, please do so. I just hit 8,000 subscribers a couple days ago, and I'm really excited. And guys, I really can't begin to tell you how much I appreciate the fact that you're taking time out of your day or your work day to watch my videos. I try to give you as much information as I can. I try to give you my opinion, and if it's a watch that I don't like, I try not to bash it, even though my gut instinct is to bash it because I don't want people to waste money. They're good, you know, hard-earned money on a piece of crap watch. But I definitely cannot say that about the Spinnaker Marina. It's an inexpensive watch, but it's very well made. So if you want a great beater watch, this is the watch for you. Or if you just want a fashion watch, you know, I think a lot of women are actually going to like this watch as well. It's got a ton of different color options. So don't be surprised if you see some women wearing this, just because it's a very fashionable watch as well. And that's not a bad thing, you know. A lot of women like to wear men's watches. So, you know, there you go. And it's a perfect size. I mean, it's, you know, I think it's what, a 43 millimeter? Yeah, 43 millimeter. So it's a fantastic watch. So go out there and get one. And until the next review, I will see y'all later. Take care. Bye-bye.
I'm like, what's up,